I was diagnosed with SLL in 2015.
I was diagnosed with CLL in 2011.
I was diagnosed in May of 2016 when I was having some routine blood work.
I went to the doctor, my general practitioner, for nothing special, and I had some blood work, and they told me, gee, he wants to talk with you.
Being diagnosed and getting the news you've got cancer is just a backbreaker.
It was a blur in the oncologist's office.
I freaked out a little bit.
I hadn't heard of CLL, SLL at all.
My wife, Patty, and I were looking for help when I was first diagnosed with CLL. We were looking for high-quality information about a disease that didn't have a clear path towards how it was treated, and we couldn't find it. So we decided to build it ourselves.
We know that there are about 200,000 people in the United States living with CLL. Because CLL is a chronic disease, people will a lot of times live with the disease for a very long time. It's very common that people will start in active observation or watch and wait, and they may never need treatment, while others will need multiple lines of treatment throughout the course of their disease. So it's important that patients take the time to learn about the disease, to learn about their options, and to get support along the way.
Dr. Brian Kaufman has had a huge impact on me from the very beginning, when he was just writing a blog, even before the website.
It gave me insight as to the different ways that I could approach this.
The organization, CLL Society, has made a huge impact on me with the educational conferences. Those webinars have been extremely informative and helpful to see what's new coming in the pipeline for new treatments.
I know that with the CLL Society support, they're only a phone call or an email away. The fact that I can just reach out to the CLL Society and I can ask any question I might have or any concern that I might have, I know that they will always be there.
The CLL Society has been really important in my life for connecting me with other people just like me. And I've got a rare presentation of my disease. I had never met anybody else with the same sort of presentation that I've got. And now I have through the CLL support groups and the CLL community.
There have been the takeaways away from the meetings where you talk to people offline, one-on-one. I've tried to be support to them.
Great thing to be able to share what you're going through with others, because you don't know who you might be able to help, just like you don't know who might be able to help you.
And they also offer lots of information about treatments. And the joy is that in the 4 years since I was diagnosed, the treatments that are available are far more advanced.
The CLL Society, I think, does a spectacular job on staying right at that cutting edge and also getting information about the changing face of science.
When it came time to treat, I was fortunate enough to know about a clinical trial with what was a new drug that was not yet FDA approved. I never would have considered a clinical trial without exposure to others whose lives were saved by the early clinical trials in CLL.
Well, the one thing I learned immediately, probably in my first group meeting, was the importance of getting a CLL expert on your team. And I changed my medical insurance so that I could be seen by this particular physician. And I've never looked back.
What the CLL Society has done during the COVID-19 period for me and for all the people in our very large group is almost indescribable in how important it has been on keeping up with those challenges as they unfolded.
Dr. Kaufman and the CLL Society have been very aggressive about working with Congress people, working with government regulators to help people who are immunocompromised like myself.
This year we launched our research program, and our goal is to work towards a cure and to address the other major unmet needs that still exist in CLL. What really keeps us going is the feedback that we get from patients. When we hear from our patients that we've saved a life, we've changed a course of treatment, we've made someone's life better, that's what it's all about.
I don't think I'd be in a support group. I don't think I would be as connected to the community, to the CLL community as I am now.
They saved my life. I don't know if I would have been with the right specialist for treatment.
If it weren't for the CLL Society, there's an interesting question about whether I'd be alive. I didn't know about ibrutinib until Dr. Kaufman's blogs.
It gives a sense of belonging, a sense of comfort, a sense of support that is invaluable.
I can't recommend the CLL Society enough. That's the place to start for anybody who is newly diagnosed.